Get 'em Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottles getting nifty up the crack and we stacking chips. All of it's what I want, plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone, I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced, leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call a truce. They getting slaughtered, can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon, 'cause we be pubbing.
Be pubbing. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Tuesday, November 7th. Of course, we do this every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Overall, it's been a very nice show. We have fun here. Picks have overall been quite decent. I'm pretty sure. I haven't added them up totally, but doing well in college football, doing pretty well in NHL, except for day one, which was terrible, but everything else has been good. We are going to talk about college basketball. It has started. I did bet yesterday, had some winners, had some losers. A few bets that I did already make in college basketball. Of course, in college basketball, the lines do move. I hit the over in the Auburn-Baylor game. That's moved. I hit the over in the Iowa-North Dakota game. That's moved. I do like the under in the San Jose State-Irvine game. I got 131.5. I don't know if that's moved, but it's headed down. I hit the first half under in that as well. College basketball is tough because the lines move so friggin' fast. Maybe I'll post some stuff on overnights, before the Tuesday show, just in case anyone wants to pay attention. But yeah, I am following college basketball this year. I hope you all are too. We're going to talk about NHL with Connor Mack. Let's look at the comment section. We're going to have a fun show today. I think so. Let's look at it. I'm doing okay. Cutting down a little bit on the coffee to see if that makes me a little bit less manic and a little bit less annoying in these shows. If it, just experimenting around, you've always got to, you're never exactly where you want to be, no matter what heights you reach in life. All right. Shout out to Markel Londo. Chess and Poker Daily says St. John's minus 18. That one I'm not sure about. I'm a little bit not sure about St. John's this year, so I'm not going to bet that game. It could be here. Let me just pull up my notes here and everything. It's hold on one second. Yeah, that's a tough one. St. John's is a little bit of a wait and see with them as of right now for me. Hold on one second. Let me pull my I got all these sheets here that I got to look at. The only bets that I made were the over in the Auburn game, got a 142, the under in the San Jose game, and I also took a shot with the under in the Maryland game. They should be big and slow as usual, and I took over in the Iowa game and a little bit with Iowa minus the points as well, 19.5. St. John's, I'm not sure what to make of them. It's just tough. Stony Brook is probably going to be an improved team as well. So it's just I'm not exactly sure what to think of St. John's right now. I don't even know what I would think if you gave me a free bet. If you gave me a free bet on that game. I am vaguely thinking that Stony Brook is going to be an improved team this year. St. John's a little bit of a wild card. So I guess free bet, I throw it on Stony Brook at plus 18. But I don't know. Anyone who bets St. John's, I couldn't argue against it, and I do hope you cash. All right, let's look at the rest of the comments section. Let's see. What do we got here? Waiting for Connor Mack to come in. Jose Bouquet. Is Connor Mack here yet? Why don't you drop in so it's not my big fucking face, my square hair. What's going on, Jose Bouquet? Is Connor Mack coming?
Yeah, he'll be here in just a second, Pete. By the way, I'm not betting college basketball much either, but the easy, square plays that I bet yesterday, and it was easy, obviously was fading Louisville, and I'm going to continue doing that for the rest of the season. It was hilarious.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I knew that was the right thing to do. I didn't have the balls to pull the trigger on it. I had some winners and some losers, though. I did have Toledo. That was a very obvious call. And I did have James Madison. They are supposed to be a very improved team this year. I think they will be. They should be pretty good. We'll see how long they're a big dog against the top teams. But against Michigan State, I thought that was a very good bet there. And, some of the obvious plays. I mean, I think that betting Iowa just to steamroll mid-majors with a high total, betting the Iowa minus the points, the over, and maybe the Iowa team total over are both good bets. Could lose, but I did it. I took a shot with Iowa 19.5. I took the over, and I took a small shot with the Iowa team total over as well. Yeah, and then the San Jose.
Where
State
do you rank college basketball, Pete, where do you rank
What?
college basketball as your in your level of expertise here? Because I know you
Oh.
you quietly grind college basketball. I've seen it for a couple of years now.
In 2013, it was my best sport, and I was elite level, and I don't use that word
I know you
casually.
don't. You don't talk well about yourself. So it's
After
shocking.
that, though, since 2013, it's been very dicey, and I do use that word casually. It's been very touch and go, and I do use that word casually. No, right now, because it's just so friggin' overwhelming. The rules have changed. Everything's all crazy and whacked out. But, so I proceed with caution, but I think it's okay. I think it's definitely not my best sport right now, and not close to where it was in 2013, 2014. But, we still have our bets, and we still expect to do a little bit well overall over the long term in college basketball. I guess we're just waiting for
No, Connor's ready to go. But what is your best sport then, Pete? I want to hear you talk good about yourself for once in your life here.
My best. All right, okay. I will say that college football after the first 3 weeks or so, not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm
the
saying?
first 3 weeks specifically.
Well, this year I got absolutely hammered in week 1 while beating closing lines by a mile. So this year was kind of I lost like half my bankroll or something like that in week 1. Now I'm up in college football, but after grinding, and now I'm up. Whatever, like 10 or 15% or whatever it is. But I had a horrible week 1. Beating, line moves by a mile, thinking I was killing it. Then the results came in, and it was a complete disaster, which is always the case in all sports, especially college sports. You know what I mean? The first week is always, expecting unexpected. NFL's like that. You know what I mean? That's why so many people get screwed in Survivor in week 1. So I would say college football after week 2, it starts to get good. College football after like week 2 or week 3. That's where I'm best at right now, 2024, 2023, Jose Bouquet, to answer your question.
All right, beautiful. Well, yes, our lovely guest is ready to go. A different flavor of NHL today, and I'm very excited to see what happens here. And I'm sure our lovely guest can talk college basketball all day with you, too. So the unicorn capper, as they call him.
For real. For real. All right, but we are going to start with NHL. We don't have Mr. Gokster with us for 2 weeks, but Connor Mack, it's just like friggin' Alabama or LSU or whatever. When a top guy goes down, you're like, fuck, what are we gonna do? And then the replacements are as good or better. Please welcome to the show, Connor Mack. Hell yeah, Connor Mack. Connor, motherfucking.
You got to deal with me for NHL for maybe another week, Pete. So hang on. Our Canadian and Ghoster NHL guy will be back soon. So
yeah, he will be back soon. No, but let's see what you can do for 2 weeks, because there's a chance that Ghoster will be like, I'm back, and I'll be like, why don't you just stay where you are? We don't need you for this week or for the rest of the NHL season, for that matter. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, Connor Mack. I don't have to tell you that, right? That's true. That's true. I'm I eat other dogs once in a while, but more often than not, I get eaten. So it's a dog-eat-dog world. We know how this works. No, I'm just kidding around. If you're that friggin' awesome at NHL, we'll just have both of you on. We'll just have both of yous on. All right, let's one more quick glance at the comment section, and then we'll get into NHL game by game. You cover college basketball this year, Connor Mack? You following it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. You got any quickly want to hit us up with anything, even if the lines have moved, anything on today's card that you've already bet?
Do you want to hit? I haven't bet these yet, but these were. I'm probably going to move here soon. I was just going through the NHL this morning.
All right, because I'm wondering maybe we should. Go ahead.
Yeah. We can do it at the end. But this real quick, 2 unders. I like North Texas a little bit, but that under 130. Northern Iowa, we know how much of an under team they are in North Texas. There's a lot of overs early on, Pete. In these games, a lot of bad school sloppy play, and I think you take a lot of favorites. I did last night. It was successful. The one other under, UC Irvine, San Jose State, that's under 129.5, 130, still right around there. I think that's good. And 2 favorites I was looking at. You did? Okay, 2 favorites I was looking at. Iowa, minus 19.5, and Vandy, minus 17.5. Those were the 2 favorites I kind of was looking at when I kind of just went over this about for 20, 30 minutes before it came on.
Yeah, no, I already took Iowa. Yeah, the favorites yesterday. I mean, I had Toledo, that was a big winner, but I also had Syracuse, that was a loser, and I had another one. Oh, I had Vermont, that was a loser. So I didn't do so well. I did well overall, but my favorite bet, like I had James Madison, that was a big winner for me, and the over bailed out by OT.
Nice.
That one. Yeah, bailed out by, it's so welcome back to college basketball. You got some game that's like you think is a great bet on the over 145. They put up 75 in the first half. You're like, man, I'm so good at this. Then they put up 59 in the second half. You're like, welcome back to college basketball. The more things change, the more they stay the same. All right, I'm just copying. Let's see. Yeah, San Jose. That's a huge game. Let's see. Where are we? I'm just copying things. Yeah, people are talking about the Auburn game. Kirk Gray like San Jose State and +4. Yeah, I would be leaning San Jose State as well, but I don't quite like the line movement. It makes me a little bit nervous. But I was leaning San Jose State as well. Kirk Gray like an Auburn money line. We will talk about that. And Perky Sanderson talking about Ohio -7, buying down to a 7. All right, let's get into NHL. You ready, Connor Mack?
Let's get it.
All right, let's get it. A few games on the card that I'm probably going to pass on. A few games on the card I think I'm liking. Start with Buffalo, Carolina. I don't know here, man. Buffalo is off of win against Toronto. They've generally been not bad. They're generally a team that I'm looking to bet on as a big underdog. I did have them against Toronto, not because I like them in the spot, just because they're one of these teams where they're that big of an underdog. I'm pretty much automatically betting on them. And here they are, same range of an underdog. Carolina won 4 or 5, but not by big margins. And I know that Dylan Cousins, I think, is out for Buffalo, so that's not good. And for Carolina, Anderson is out, I know, so I think it's going to be here. Let me pull up. I just assumed it was going to be Antti Ranta. I'll pull up the goal.
I think it'll be Ranta.
Yeah. So I was thinking liking or loving over, and at the line, got to be leaning Buffalo. You have anything on this one, Connor?
This was one I didn't have a ton on. First thing I wrote was over. And these teams have been just kind of mediocre all year long. One thing with the Canes, I kind of would lean on them, but they're favorites here, and you'd have to go puck line. I don't want to lay the puck line with them right now in this spot. And that was all I had really on this game. I got a ton of bets actually in the NHL, and I wanted nothing here. I would just look to the over.
Anyone in the comments section, because I was thinking, I'd want to take a shot with Buffalo, but I don't know if I want to pull the trigger on it, at least not publicly. And the line has moved even further in Carolina's favor. The first line I saw was like -190s. Now it's 20-cent move in favor of Buffalo. So that's interesting. But I think the over might still be in play. I mean, it's 6.5 juice to the over, which is a high total. But I don't know, man. I'm really, really thinking about the over. Why not?
I love it. Both these teams. Yeah, the Canes just have been great on the over all year long. These teams, the defense just hasn't been great. Even the goaltending between these two. So
it's not really there. Are we worried? Go ahead. Are you worried that Ranta will come in and just play surprisingly well in his? I don't know. Yeah, I mean Gosh,
that's why I just if I had to, I take the Canes and I'd have to go puck line here at home. And that's
all right. I'll take a shot. Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll take a shot with the over. I'll use the Pinnacle line 6.5 -130. If you shop around, I'm sure you can find better. But I'm not really hearing any reason not to. So I'll take Buffalo, Carolina over 6.5 -130. Current line at Pinnacle. Shop around, you can probably get a little bit better. But let's see. Philly Eagle Flyer likes first period both teams to score. Yeah. I don't mind that one. I like the first period over as well. Real Deal Prime, Dog the Night, Sabres money line. That's what I'm thinking also. I might be on it by the time the puck drops, but the line movement makes me nervous. Could be a head fake. And, Philly Eagle Flyer. Here we go. Tempting. Yeah, Rocco Rogers likes the over. Let's see. Okay, let's move on. Connor Mack, next game, Tampa Bay and Montreal. Tampa Bay's on a back-to-back, right? They lost at Toronto in OT. Montreal back home after 3 losses, and it should be Tompkins in goal for Tampa Bay, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be Tompkins in goal for Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay is just they're one of these teams that has been starting off games great and then fading late. They've had a bunch of they're bad in OT so far this year. Is that likely to change in the future? Maybe so. But in this game, are they going to, after the loss at Toronto, are they going to be like, all right, well, let's start off slow this game and then let's come back fast in the next game? I don't think so. I think they're not going to be able to help themselves and come back fast again, and maybe they'll carry it the whole way. But I'm thinking that Tampa Bay, at least first period, might be a decent shot here. They got to be salty on a back-to-back after an OT loss at Toronto. What do you think?
I think if you take Tampa, that's where you look is early.
Right.
I really don't want them full game, not on a back-to-back on the road. They just haven't been great. One thing they've been great, you talked about, there's a few games we'll hit on, and the juice is a little bit higher, of course, with these first period overs. But I think in some of these, it's you should take it. They've been great in the power play, third this year, has the Lightning. But full game, I lean the Canadians here, a little bit at home. Coffee has been good. I like what they've been doing, and we get almost plus 130. This is 1-2. Do you ever bet the draw, Pete?
No, I probably should, but I don't.
I might get to one other one. We'll get to the Preds Flames game. I think it's worth a shot. I got some good stats there to take it. I was thinking about maybe the draw in this one. I think Allen's a go, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's
probably unconfirmed, but yeah.
He's been really good this year. 927 save. So I'm looking at the Canadians full game here, right around plus 130.
Actually thinking about a shot with the under. You're right. Allen has been decent, and then Tompkins. Not sure what to expect from in this spot, but you got to think that after the loss yesterday, that Tampa Bay, at least for one game, will try to tighten up. And I was thinking about the under. What do you think? Again, it's a high total, as you would expect.
Yeah, Tompkins, like someone just put in there. He's looked awful in those 11 goals he's given up. I'm not going to mess with the total here. I'm just going to stay off.
All right. Okay. I'm looking at what I'm doing. I am going to take a shot with the total here, but I'm going to be, classically safe. And instead of taking 6.5 at plus money, I'm going to take the Pinnacle line 7 at minus 142. But I'm going to add that one on. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. Tampa Bay, Montreal under 7 minus 142. And if I get, if it goes 3-3, goes to OT, I'll be happy that I did that. If I get burned, that's all right. Tampa Bay, Montreal under 7 minus 142. I'm going to take that. And I'm very, very tempted to take Tampa Bay first period, but I guess I will. I'll hold off for now. I would take them if they were a dog, but as a favorite, I'm not sure. Let's see what the comment section has to say about that. Not Flush Allen in the comment section. Let us know anything you got here. Let's see. Yeah, Sweet Bet says Tompkins gave up 11 goals. I know. I'm just thinking that. I don't know. Do we have a read on Tompkins? Is that a little fluky? He's probably going to be a little bit better going forward, or what do we think?
I think so. It's such a small sample with those two.
A road game at Columbus.
Early in the year.
Road game at Ottawa. I'll take a shot with the under. We'll go for it now, and I'll hold off on the first period just in case Tompkins does give up 3 early and Tampa Bay gets blown out. I don't want to have 2 losses there. All right, next game on the card, Connor Mack, Minnesota and the Islanders. Minnesota beat the Rangers in a shootout last game, but overall they're mostly losing. They came back and won that one, which is nice because I was on them. But I don't think it should have been that close. Minnesota scares me right now. They seem like a team that is overvalued right now. Isles lost to Carolina. They had the early lead. That was another friggin' Islanders game where I bet the under, and after 2 periods, it was looking great. And I was like, man, I'm really, really good at this. And then come to find out it's 4-3. Like, how did I lose that one? Lost the under in the Isles-Carolina game. This one, I'm not sure. I'm thinking, lean Isles and under, and maybe Islanders first period as well. What do you think?
Yeah, let's hit the goalies here. We got Marc-Andre Fleury confirmed here, at least so far with the Wild. I don't know who we're going to get with the Islanders.
Varlamov likely.
Yeah, Varlamov likely. I'd like him to be in. Yeah, initially, I lean under. Islanders at home. They have the better goalie. The last year, though, these teams played in unders. Beat 3-1, 2-1. Cam Fleury, he shows flashes of his old self, but he's just getting beat too much. Yeah, at his old age. For him, Wild too. Another reason why I'm not crazy jumping all over the under. The Wild just been an over team, 9-2 of the over this year. Horrible. The goaltending's been bad. The defense has not been good at all. And the Islanders have been flighty here a little bit. Wild on the road, this is a plus price. I always love them more at home, over the years taking the Wild. But I get if somebody wants the Wild here. I don't. I lean under and the Islanders here.
Yeah, I lean under in the Islanders, so maybe I'll take a shot with the Minnesota team total under 2.5 at plus money. I mean, Varlamov, his 4th appearance this year, he's been good so far. He should be fine, right? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's been great. Only in the 3 starts. So.
Yeah.
2 shutouts.
All right. I really don't like the Wild. I'll take a shot with them. I'll take a Minnesota team total under 2.5 plus 120. Minnesota team total under 2.5 plus 120. That's the Pinnacle line. Kind of wish I could buy the 3 at Pinnacle with a big favorite line, but I'll just stick with Minnesota team total under 2.5 minus 120. And after the Rangers game, man, it's just and the Islanders coming off the loss. Why would we not like the Islanders here, though?
They just haven't been consistent. I do, and the Wild finally get the win. They haven't been good after a win like that. They just have gone right after a win. They've had loss. I think it's their last 5 or 6 after the win. They lose. So I lean the Islanders.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, I'm going to where are we? Money line first period. I'm going to take the Islanders first period as well. I'm going to double up here. Isles first period minus 118 money line. We'll double up on this one. I feel good about fading Minnesota after what we saw from the last game. Now let's glance at the comment section, see what people have to say. Let's see. Isles. Well, nice. Philly Eagle Flyer likes Isles money line and under 6.5 parlay at plus 196. Yeah, that's not bad, and that goes with my Minnesota team total under lean is just in case. What if the Islanders win like 5-2 or something like that? All right. Very, very. Let's see. Swig bets. Wild, they're 9-2. Yeah, they've been a very overtrending team, and Islanders a very undertrending team. Justin McElvey likes Canadians team total over at 2.5. That's interesting right there. All right, next game on the card: Detroit and the Rangers. Wow, this one I think I'm going to pass on. Detroit, of course, beat Boston last out. Overall, just a decent team. They started the year hot. Now they're starting to lose a lot more, which is the exact same thing that happened last year. Won a bunch of games last year at the very beginning, and then around this time started to string together a bunch of losses. They're a big dog here against the Rangers, and the Rangers, of course, lost to Minnesota in OT in that last game where they had the lead and then blew it late. They had won 6 in a row before that. Rangers are a big favorite here. I'm not sure what I think about this one. I guess I'd be leaning maybe Detroit first period if you gave me a free play, but I think it's going to be a pass. What do you think, Connor Mack?
I like the Rangers a little bit. The numbers crept out in this one. What I got to go to, as long as we have Husso confirmed for sure, and whether I think it might be Quick. That's what they're saying. But Shesterkin 6-2, Quick has been solid in his 2 starts, 2-0. I like the under here at 6. This was one of my better looks. I have another over later on the card, but this was an under that stood out to me at 6 of the Rangers at home. They've been really, really solid. Penalty kill. They've been excellent this year. Give me the under.
Yeah. All right. So you're going to make that official, Connor Mack?
Yep.
All right. So
I'll let you know if I move on the other ones at the end.
Okay. Yeah.
With you.
And and I realized I didn't discuss the line moves, so let me just quickly go over the line moves in the game before you have Montreal. Where are they? Yeah, the total is. I mean, the money line is about the same where it was in the total. Yep. Let me see. Moving down. The Islanders. Let me see. I think. The line moved against the Islanders. That way. God, geez, where is that? Small move against the Islanders. We'll see if it comes back the other way, but about an 8 or 10 cent move in favor of Minnesota, and this one, the Rangers game. Let's see what happened there. Where is it? Find it. Can't find the friggin' Rangers game. Yeah, not much since I first looked at it, although it has gotten bet up the total a little bit. All right, next game on the card, Winnipeg and St. Louis. First line I saw St. Louis about a plus 115 home dog. Total is was straight at 6. And, St. Louis was terrible for most of the year. Now they put together 2 nice home wins, put together a bunch of scoring finally. Is that a little bit of an anomaly, or is that indicative of what we can expect from going forward? I'm not exactly sure. That's why we have the people in the comments section and you, Connor Mack. Winnipeg, overall, pretty 50-50. I have nothing on this one as of right now. Free play, I'd put it on St. Louis as a dog, but I think this is going to be another pass for me. What do you think, Connor Mack?
Bingo. Me too. I'm leaning to the Blues as well. One thing over the years, Jets as a favorite at this number on the road has not been profitable the last few years for you. Nino's coming off that hat trick for them. Blues, they were just dreadful until they got going the last couple with the goals. You know, they're kind of almost last or right around there in all the categories. But I think this is a good price with them. They've had a good homestand. You know, they're solid here. There could be goals. Both these goaltenders have the flashes of their old selves, so they could get beat bad with Hellebuck and Bennington. You don't know sometimes what you're going to get at this stage of their careers, but I think with the Blues, you go with them as the home dog. I mean, that way.
Yeah. There has been about a 10-cent move, though, since I first saw it in favor of Winnipeg. I saw St. Louis around plus 115 last night. Now it's up to plus 125, so that's an interesting move. The total hasn't moved. And just as I was glancing at the screen, I saw another small move in favor of Minnesota. Now at Pinnacle, the Islanders are down to minus 110. First line I saw for the Islanders was minus 130. That's not good, Connor.
Is not.
That's bad.
Islanders
right.
Well, they're a team that's just flighty a little bit, but it's not that I love the Wild. I think maybe they're going a little bit off the wins of last year. I'm not, with this line move.
All right. Well, hopefully the first period will be zip, and Minnesota wins 2-1. And all the sharp guys who bet Minnesota cash, and I cash my my Minnesota team total under as well. All right, let's move on. Connor Mack, Seattle, Arizona, next on the card. Seattle off a big loss to Calgary. They're not terrible. They're not good. Arizona been playing well at home. They're off a home loss that was a little bit frustrating, supposedly. And if Seattle also wasn't off of a bit of a frustrating loss, I'd be loving Arizona here. But Seattle is off of kind of a frustrating loss, and both teams a little salty. I was thinking, I don't know. I guess I'd be leaning Arizona, but I don't know if I can pull the trigger on it. More so, I think leaning over and the first period over. Both teams should come in and play with some life and some energy, and I think we'll see goals. What do you think? Anything here, Connor Mack? Seattle, Arizona?
Maybe. Can the Kraken get going? Them on the road, especially the last three. They haven't been scoring many goals, just 8. And they just kind of in lull after the great playoff run. They just started out not great. Betting this Kraken team, I haven't. So I've kind of stayed away. And here we have the Yotes at home in a game they can win. I agree with you, though. I think we get goals in this one. I'd lean over. I don't love the 6 in the hook. But I'd leave the Yotes and the over here.
Well, it's gotten bet down. It is Ingram in goal for Arizona. He's confirmed, and of course, Ingram has mostly been excellent this year. Actually, completely been excellent. Hasn't given up more than 2 goals in any of his appearances this year. So that's interesting. The first total I saw was 6.5 juice to the under, and now it's gotten bet down to 6 at Pinnacle. So you would think that maybe that's because of the Arizona goalie and that Arizona money would come in. But actually, there's also been a small move towards Seattle, right? About a 5-cent move in favor of Seattle. Grubauer is expected but unconfirmed. Let's look at the comment section. Yeah, I was leaning over, but based on the line movement right now, I'm going to hold off for now. Let's see what people have to say here. Let's see. People already talking about the Sharks game. We'll talk about that. That. Let's see. Everyone's just talking about the freaking Sharks and Flyers game. Arizona's been fun to watch at times. Just glancing. All right. Yeah. No real opinions coming in on this one. All right. I guess I will hold off. Although at first I wanted to take a shot with overs, but based on the current market moves, I'll hold off. Next game on the card, Connor Mack. You mentioned this one, Nashville and Calgary. Nashville beat Edmonton as a big dog in their last game. Nashville's not great, but as a big dog, they often have value. Calgary beat Seattle in that last game that made Seattle salty, but they had lost 6 in a row before that. So is Calgary now going to turn things around, or are they just kind of a crappy team that's going to continue losing? And a relatively low total. I think this is going to be another pass for me. Free play. I guess I'd throw it on Nashville. I don't know. What do you like here, Connor, if anything?
Yeah, that's where I'm looking at here. It looks like we'll probably have Saros And Markstrom hasn't been good all year, just 1-6. Preds lost 2 of 3. They're just 2-4 on the road. They've played Calgary well. I'm going here. When I was looking through it, I'm like, that's why I was going to put a little on the draw. 6 out of the last 10 they played in this matchup has gone to OT. And the last 4, they've gone to Calgary. They've won. A lot of 3-2 games. 3 out of those 4, Pete, have the Preds. So I like them. I'm going to take a shot with the Preds as Flames not playing great, right around plus 120. And I'm going to put a little on this draw at plus right around 330. I'll see if I can find a little better, but I at least see 330 out there on the draw.
All right, well, go ahead and shop for what you can shop for. I am seeing, again, about an 8-cent move in favor of Nashville, which I guess I would have expected. First line I saw was Calgary minus 130. Now Calgary's down into the low minus 120s right now. So small market move in favor of Calgary, not much on the total. The total's still a 6, juice to the under, and I'm going to pass on that one. All right, now we got 3 extremely interesting games coming up. Connor Mack, let's break the hell down out of these games. Pittsburgh, Anaheim. Pittsburgh, of course, underwhelming this year, losing, and they crushed San Jose 10-2 in their last game. Anaheim, in general, expected to be a bit crappy this year. Now won 6 in a row, including a win against Vegas. So now Anaheim, their last game. So now Anaheim is a substantial home dog here, total 6.5, juice to the under. And I was thinking that I don't know. I mean, normally I'd be thinking maybe Anaheim would be the play here, except that very recently Anaheim beat Pittsburgh. So maybe there will be some saltiness for Pittsburgh that'll carry over after the San Jose win. I was thinking about I don't know. I was thinking about maybe a team total over for Anaheim just in case they lose, 6-3 or something like that. And maybe Anaheim first period. Very tempting to take a shot with Anaheim as a dog here at home against Pittsburgh.
Man, I think you got to. I think you keep rolling. I think you keep rolling with the Ducks, though. Why get off this train? They're plus money, and this Penguins team has been great. Shout out to the guys in the chat too. Look at Rod, Slash. Yeah. They were all over that I saw this morning. Our hockey guys with the Preds there. Someone mentioned before this. I want to hit it, Pete. The college basketball. There will be a show here soon. So it'll be some mix of us on there. We'll figure that out. But just to let everyone know, college basketball will be on here at Pub. We'll have it back. Just give it like a week or two till we get shit straightened out. You got to take the Ducks. Quack, quack. The goaltending's been great too, Pete, in this run. They've been very good. A lot of, they were going to drop it to the Coyotes, a couple of games ago. They win. They beat Vegas. They have a huge third period. I got to take the Ducks here at this price and lean over. Penguins, just an over team. Sloppy defensively. Yeah. They get the big win, but that's not nothing. We'll hit the Sharks. I mean, this team's really, really trouble right now. Giving up goals, consecutive games of 10 or more. So, yeah, I'm on the Ducks here. I'd lean over. I might have another bet on the over as well, a small bet.
I don't think we take the Ducks here, Connor Mack. And the reason is, can you explain? Can you explain to me why there's been a 30-cent move in favor of Pittsburgh over the past half hour or so? 30-cent move in favor of Pittsburgh, Connor Mack. Holy shit. Anaheim's now plus 169 at Pinnacle.
I think the Penguins, after that big win, I just don't buy this team at all. I don't buy the Penguins. I don't think they're very good until I see different. I'm not laying a ton of juice. And if you want to go with the Penguins, I just think this is a value here look for me. This is just, so I love watching the market and everything that goes with it. Sometimes Ducks, I've rode with them. I'm riding with them again. I love what this team's doing. This team's feisty. All these guys scoring goals with Toronto. All these guys. Fowler. Down the list. Give me the Ducks.
All right. All I'm saying is if Anaheim was to play at 137, I want to meet the enormous morons who pounded the hell out of Pittsburgh with 6-figure bets to drive this all the way up, 30 cents up. I mean, that's not an accidental move there. I don't think it's goal. I'm seeing the goalies are what I would have expected. Jarry against Dostal. And are there any injuries? Is there any injuries that we don't know about, that I don't know about?
I just looked through. That's what I was going to, when you were talking about this a little bit more. I don't know if anyone in the chat has something because I didn't see a ton here. But I got to look into this move that you're talking about a little bit.
Wow. Yeah. What the hell? I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Look at this. Look at this, Connor Mack. Is it possible there's a typo market-wide? No, I don't think so. A market-wide typo? Wow, a 30-cent move in favor of Pittsburgh. Holy crap. All right, now I got some things to think about. And the total, of course, is high. I was leaning both under and Anaheim team total over and Anaheim first period. All right, after that move, I was ready to pull the trigger on Anaheim one way or another. But after that move, I'm going to hold off and try to figure out what the hell happened there. Next game, another very interesting one. New Jersey Devils and Colorado. Avs got shut out again in their last game at Vegas. 3 out of the last 4 games, they have gotten shut the fuck out. And New Jersey, continuing on their trip, mostly winning. And now New Jersey is a massive underdog to Colorado, who has not scored a goal in 3 out of their last 4 games. So what do we make of this? I get this big psychological stuff here. Is Colorado going to be pissed after another shutout loss? If they are, do they have the talent to start scoring and putting up goals and stuff? Or are they going to play defensively here? If the names on these, if Colorado wasn't the name on this team, there's no way in hell you wouldn't pound the hell out of New Jersey at the current line at like plus 150 or so. What's your take on this one, Connor?
Yeah, Devils playing well, played the Avalanche well too. The last couple of years, I think they beat them 3 or 4 in both last year. 1-0, 1-6-5. What do we get? Like you talked about, and what are we going to get from the Avs? So you mentioned 1 goal in the last 3. Devils have been scoring a ton of goals. This was one. I think the Avalanche can break out of it here a little bit with Vanacek. The over 1.5 we mentioned earlier, I was looking at this. It's right around minus 140. This seems like a good spot for the Avalanche. This is where they play their best, though, is at home, of course. I was looking at the first period over 1.5. Yeah,
maybe it is a great spot to bet on a legitimately elite team coming off of a shutout loss, but it's not one shutout loss. It's 3 out of 4 shutout losses. And the Devils have been rolling, not every game, but winning a lot. So what? I don't know. What do we make of this? I was leaning under. I was thinking that maybe Colorado would continue to have some issues, scoring, and that the Devils would clamp down defensively. I know that Hughes is out for New Jersey, so that's not good. Yeah, but still. So I was thinking maybe a shot with the under, unless we think that the Avs are going to open up a can of whoop ass, and after getting shut out in 3 out of 4 games, if they're up a little bit, just start stacking on goals and win 9-2 or something like that. Man, this is a tough one. I'd love to take a shot with the under at 6.5. Let's see what the comment section has to say. Cheshire Cat says Colorado should win, but it's not a great team to try to get right against. Yeah. Cheshire Cat saying a lot of depth. Flatsy says, watch McKinnon tonight. Geez.
Can he get going? His shots on goal down to 4.5, and it's right about minus 105. Can he get that? I lean that way. Oh, also, Pete, with that first period over, even with them losing, they've given up goals. Devils, it was 5 of 6 have gone over first period, 8 and 9 for the Avs. That first period over 1.5.
Yeah, what a crazy friggin' game. Let me just glance at a few more things. I'm an inch away from taking the under 6.5 minus 125. The Devils are so good offensively too right now. And all right, I'm going to hold off. It's too crazy. It's too wacky, too crazy. I'll check the comments. I'll check the line moves later, but I'm going to hold off. All right, the last game on the card. Here we go. Philadelphia and San Jose. San Jose, of course, is a huge dog here, and the issue here is just wow. San Jose about to break the record for NHL futility. They haven't won. They've gotten blown out game in and game out. And now they're going up against Philadelphia off a shutout loss. So if they were off against some mediocre team off a nice win, maybe I'd take a shot with San Jose. But they are. It's just I'm just not sure. Of course, they're going to try to not get the record here. But do they have the talent to pull it off? I'm not sure. What do you think, Connor Mack?
Hey, I get, because if you go through, this has been a struggle spot. So Flyers. Always has been a little bit going to the West Coast for them. But just the Sharks team, it's just the worst team in a while. Even for them, who've had some bad years, the last 3 or 4. So it's just tough to take them at a plus price. I got to see them start to win hockey games before I even want my money on them as a dog. One thing I took in San Jose games is just the over. McKenzie, he's been horrible. Man, he's been really bad as Blackwood. So I think you just take the over. And this has come down. The 6.5 is like minus 125. I see this coming down a little bit. So I'm going to wait on it, Pete.
Yeah,
I don't know how much more it really moves, but the total has come down a little bit.
Almost no movement as of right now on this line as far as the total. Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm seeing not much movement at all, actually. But yeah, still a big underdog line for San Jose, and it's just yeah, I don't know what to make of this team. Let's see if anyone in the comment section has anything to say here. Oh, Cheshire Cat, I'm all over the Flyers. Real Deal Prime says SJ is tanking on purpose. Yeah, man, I just don't know. I've read people, NHL astute analysts, not cappers, but analysts saying that San Jose is legitimately historically bad as far as talent is concerned, that the market will not be able to catch up with how bad they are. You know that joke, Connor Mack, where it's like you, me, and Jose's grandma could play the offensive line better than I hate that joke. I never make it. I think I might make it here. You, me, and Jose's grandma might actually be a better hockey team than San Jose right now. Literally. Man.
Wow. Hell of a line.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to pass on this one. Cheshire Cat says they are so fucking bad. 2 bottom feeders. All right. Let's review God, I don't know what to think, man. What about just San Jose first friggin' period? I mean, you, me, and Jose's grandma could definitely win the first period against Philly. Can San Jose? I don't know. I mean, if they're gonna get it done, they're gonna get it done early. It's so tempting to take San Jose money line first period plus 146. That's got to be a good bet, right? What do you think?
Yeah, and why isn't this even bigger? I guess they just think this stretch has been bad. Like, and Philly's nothing. They're not a great hockey team, either. This seems like it should be over 200, right? Even on the road with just how bad San Jose has been. So maybe you're on something, Pete. San Jose, he's going with the Sharks. You going with it?
Not full game, but maybe first period. I mean, they did tie Carolina first period. That's nice. How'd they do against Boston? I'm looking for any reason to take Carolina first period. How about that Colorado game? Did they win? Yeah, they beat Colorado first period. 1-0. You know what? I'm going to shock the world and have a winner with this one, Connor Mack. San Jose Sharks, first period plus 146. Official play, just first period. San Jose, first period plus 146. That's going to be an official play for me. Probably if they do take a lead. I don't know how Philly will respond. But all right, let's take one more glance at the comments section, and then let's move on. And Philly Eagle Flyer says, no, the Flyers are the best first period scoring team. I know, but this is a special case. Cheshire Cat says, I don't see it at Loshak. All right. If you could see it, then it wouldn't be shocking the world when it wins, of course. Philly Eagle Flyer says, no, 3 exclamation points. That's why when it wins, it's going to shock the world, including Philly Eagle Flyer and the Cheshire Cat. And if it loses, it'll just be 1 unit. That's okay. But I'm going to take a shot with it. Let's see. Razor Sharp Pick says, I love having picked Jose's grandma over Jose. Yeah, Jose would be a liability in that hockey team. His grandma would be an upgrade. Like when the guy gets injured and then the replacement quarterback is actually an upgrade. Yeah, I think his grandma would be an upgrade over him. All right, let's review the official plays that we've given out so far. Crazy weird card. I gave out Buffalo, Carolina over 6.5 minus 130. I think that's okay. Wait, I still okay. Yeah, Buffalo, Carolina over 6.5 minus 130. Tampa Bay, Montreal under 7 minus 142. Then I took the Minnesota Isles game. We'll see how that turns out. Recent line movement during this video is not promising, but I took the Wild team total under 2.5 plus 120 and the Isles first period minus 118. And then my bet that's going to shock the world. San Jose Sharks, first period money line, plus 146. I'll probably have a few other plays when we see how the market matures later on. But as of right now, can't give them out. But Buffalo, now a plus 200 dog against Carolina. That's amazing. That's a pretty surprising line there. Once again, Minnesota Wild is now a favorite over the Islanders. All right, so those Wild bets, again, I'm going to be praying for a 0-0 first period and a Wild win of 2-1. And Winnipeg, the market has moved in their favor. Small market move in favor of Nashville. And yeah, once again, the massive market move in favor of Pittsburgh. Connor Mack, please review your official NHL picks for us, please.
Yeah, I'm close with the Canadians in that game. And I like the over a little bit in that. I moved on the Blues. I got plus 125. I'm on the under Wings, Rangers, -110 there. The Preds, +115. I love the numbers there. Got to take them against Calgary. I put a little bit on that draw, +330. I'm going to wait with the Ducks now. If this number keeps climbing, why put in my bet right now? Maybe we get a little more than 175. 2-1 would be wild, and fuck it. I would take it. And lastly, I think I'm going to pull this trigger. Philly, San Jose. I just want to look at a few things. Those overs have just been cashing for me all year long.
Yeah.
San Jose overs.
Okay. So. And Londo says, Pete, I need your hockey best bet. Londo, I can't give that to you, but I can give you my least shitty bet, if that's okay. I'll give you my least shitty bet, Londo. What do you think, Connor Mack? You think Buffalo, Carolina over 6.5 -130 on a Tuesday night is an okay bet?
I do. I like it. Let's go over.
Which would you, if I gave you a free bet, Connor Mack, Buffalo, Carolina over 6.5 -130, or Tampa Bay, Montreal under 7 -142, what would you take?
The over. Save
you
it.
Would?
Yeah.
Okay.
Save it.
Okay. Londo, as of right now, my least shitty NHL bet I will give to you is Buffalo, Carolina over 6.5 -130. We'll see. Hopefully that'll work. All right, that does it for NHL. Great breakdowns, Connor Mack. A weird card. It is one of those cards where I feel like I'm almost certainly going to have a play on that Pittsburgh-Anaheim game before the puck drops. I just want to look at the line movement, get some more information and research, and then make a decision on it. And I feel the same way about New Jersey, Colorado. There's a good bet to be had in both of those games. I'm pretty confident in that. Just not sure what that bet is at the moment. All right, Connor Mack, let's move on. We got no NBA today, but we're going to talk about college football. 3 interesting college football games. Maction on the card. We both had Central Michigan last week, which was not as much of a shocker as taking San Jose today, but it was a pretty big one. Right, Central Michigan was a kind of a crappy team going up against Northern Illinois. Had been rolling ATS. We took Central Michigan and we cashed on that one, so I'm very proud of that. Let's see if we can do something similar this week. Let me just pull up the lines. Here we go. All right, Connor Mack, first game on the card: Ball State, Northern Illinois. I'll tell you right now, I haven't bet any of these games right now, and again, I might wait until kickoff to make a decision on bets here. But Northern Illinois, big favorite. Northern Illinois, of course, lost at Central Michigan last week as a road favorite. We had Central Michigan once again, patting both of us on the back here. Now they're a big favorite against Ball State. They opened around 10 is the first line I saw. Now it's down to 9. So some Ball State money has come in, which makes some sense because Ball State, crappy team, but they've covered all three of their last games ATS. And even though they're 1-2 straight up in those games, they've had a lot of quarterback issues this year. But their new guy is a big mobile guy. He runs a lot, so they basically turned into an option running offense, which means that turnovers are limited. You don't get interceptions that way. So as a big dog, they're the kind of team that is pretty attractive. But Northern Illinois should be better than this. Last week was a little bit of a dud, and I'm thinking that maybe Northern Illinois, even though the market has moved in the opposite direction, I'm thinking maybe Northern Illinois rolls here. I just wish I could be getting like 5.5 instead of 9. What do you think about this one? Ball State, Northern Illinois, Connor Mack.
Yeah, you hit it there because this to me is too much. So I got to take Ball State in this matchup. Northern Illinois can't be laying this. This is a good spot to bounce back at home, but these teams know each other so well. Defenses are equal. I could even say Ball State might be even a little bit better. In certain categories, Pete. And one thing, Ball State, they're not going to throw it. You talked about, and Kelly hasn't thrown it a lot. And just don't make mistakes. We'll get to our other 2 games. We'll get to those. And I always talk about the horrible quarterback play in the action. It's tough to watch these weekday games sometimes. But they, they 145 on the ground, and now even more with Kelly running it at quarterback. And that's the defense. They give up almost 170. Is Northern Illinois. I got to take the 10 points here with Ball State.
Yeah, well, now it's down to 9. I was thinking of Northern Illinois, but it's just like, geez, I hope it gets bet down to 4.5 or 3.5.
There you go.
3.5 minus 110. I'll take Northern Illinois for sure.
Okay.
Oh, man. And the total is tricky as well. It's a very, very low total. I was thinking that maybe the over might be a play here because it's such a low total, and Ball State is not a good offense. But again, they have a decent running option offense, which is, Northern Illinois defensively are very strong against the pass, but they're weaker against the run. And Ball State is just going to be running all day long here. And Northern Illinois has a quarterback who should be able to put up some points, a very low total. I'm not sure why the total is so low. I'd actually be leaning over 43 and a half.
I agree with you.
It's a tough one.
Ball State, real quick on that. Ball State dead under. They couldn't score. One thing that, like last week, they get to 21. They cover here, and it probably goes over. It just gets over this 43 and a half, wherever it's at. These teams, too, little different teams in years past, have just played 2 overs. They've just, even their lower scoring games, 27-20, stuff like that. So I think it could creep over. I'm not going to mess with the total. Just give me the points with Ball State.
All right. I'm like, well, let's see what the comment section has to say. All I'm seeing is how stupid my San Jose opinions were. Yeah, everyone talking about how the Flyers are going to – I understand it. I hear you, pal. I hear you. I hear all of you. That's why I'm going to shock the world. And I'm going to start with the –
What do you always say, Pete? What do you always say? What do you always say with the bet, though? When you give it out, you're like, screw it.
My least shitty – sometimes you just got to say –
what do you say?
Make your move.
Yeah, I forget what it is. I forget what it is.
I say like
condemn me, judge me. There you go. Judge me. That's it. Fucking judge me. God damn it. Fucking judge me. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Judge me, baby.
Yeah. No, those are more like Those are more like picks that I personally am judging myself on. This one, it's just I can understand why. It's like, a little bit like, taking Pittsburgh plus 21.5 against Florida State. I had no reason intellectually. I couldn't explain to you why I thought it was a good bet. It just statistically and situationally made some sense. But all right, it could be, yeah. And that's the thing. If the San Jose bet loses, at least I got some nice jokes out of it and some nice good vibes and camaraderie out of it. So that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. Next game on the card. Let's talk about Ohio Buffalo. All right. Gosh, this is another tough one. Ohio's 3 straight huge margin ATS losses, but we know they're a good team, right? But the last 3 games are very concerning as a road favorite here against Buffalo. Buffalo lost at Toledo in their last game. That's a little bit forgivable. But before that, they had covered 4 of 5. Ohio comes in here on 3 extra rest days. Ohio needs a win. They've got a big quarterback. I think it does probably mean something that the quarterback, Rourke, is from the area. So he'll, this is not going to be a spot where he's going to, maybe have a slight letdown or his mind will be somewhere else. Man, I would love to take Ohio here. But it's just 3 huge margin ATS losses now going into Buffalo, giving a whole bunch of points. Buffalo is always a tough place to give points. Buffalo is notoriously a good bet as a home dog when they have a shitty team, when a good team is coming in, and that's exactly what they have here. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll pass on this one as well. Ohio -7 against Buffalo. What do you think, Connor Mack?
This is tough to take because last week, other than getting jumped on there, Pete, 14-0, opening kickoff. The rest of the game, I thought, was pretty even. And Buffalo just couldn't get that last score for me to get the backdoor cover there. And Snyder was awful. He had a couple interceptions. But Toledo had, 4 turnovers, I think. 3 or 4 in that game. That was kind of handing it back to Buffalo to be in it. And more bad quarterback play. Rourke, the best quarterback in the MAC.
Yeah.
I've talked about it with Babano. I thought something's off with him a little bit. The stats are okay. He had that one horrible game versus Northern Illinois where he had 3 picks.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good. He doesn't seem like the same guy from last year. And the last few games, it's just not been good for Ohio. Even the defense that was so strong early on in the year, I was taking their unders, and they were just cashing the first 3 or 4 weeks. So I can't do it. I had to stay off this game. I kind of want to take Buffalo at home, but you're getting 7 in the hook. I don't know if I want to watch this team and Snyder do that again to me.
Yeah, this is a really tough one, man. This is a really tough one, baby. Oh gosh, I would love to pull a trigger with with Ohio, but I'm going to pass again. These other games, based on late information, I might go on, but as of right now, going to have to pass. And then the last game on the card, Central Michigan, Western Michigan. Of course, this is the battle for the cannon. Central Michigan looking terrible up until last week, and then they got the upset against Northern Illinois, which we were on once again. Yes, patting ourselves on the back once again. Western Michigan blasted Eastern Michigan, and they've been covered 5 out of the last 6. Central Michigan, wasn't as bad as they were heading into last week, but now after that game, I'm not sure they're that much better. It is a huge rivalry game, of course. It's also a game that matters a lot as far as the postseason is concerned. And I don't know. I guess I would be leaning under because it's such a big game, and I guess I would be leaning Western Michigan minus the points, although anything over 3, I don't know if I'd want to lay because I think it will be competitive. It's probably not going to be a blowout. 3 just seems a little bit of a short number here, and Western Michigan, 3 extra rest days. Hard lean towards Western Michigan, and I'll probably make that official before the video's over. What do you think, Connor Mack?
I think Western Michigan could win here, but I don't want 3 in the hook.
Yeah.
Like you just talked about it. Just one thing, I have to be confident laying points in this conference, just flat out. I really have to like the game here. Western Michigan, after losing a bunch of kind of games they were in that were close, finally just beat down Eastern Michigan, who's had a rough year. They're not very good at all. Their offense is tough to go. And that's going against the defense in Western Michigan that's not great. Same thing with Central Michigan. We have a high total here. I think there's points. I don't know whether it gets over or not, but I definitely think we get some points in this game. And yeah, if I free bet, I take Central. I mean, I take the 3.5. Like how they looked last week. Tough game, rivalry game. I wouldn't be laying it. I'd be taking the points.
I'd be leaning under as well, though it's gotten bet up. It's now up to 58. And Philly Eagle Flyer saying, who wants my MLS plays? Yes, Philly Eagle Flyer, I'd love it because I got some NHL losses that I'm going to need to make up for. My fucking San Jose bet and my Islanders bets. Those are 3 losses right there. So I need to make up for that. Philly Eagle Flyer, yes, please hook us up with your MLS plays. Man, Arthur Mee Jr. likes Western Michigan team total under. Gee, Justin McElvey says Buffalo +7 is on his card. And Arthur Mee Jr. likes Buffalo team total under. Man, I would love to take a shot with the under here, although it's gotten bet up though. It's gotten bet up, which is a little bit surprising to me. I know both have some vulnerable defenses. Maybe the first half under might be worth a play as well. I was leaning under on this one.
I thought it was a little bit when it came out the other day when I was talking about it. I thought it was like 2 or 3 points. And I was like, wow, this total is there. They think there's going to be points. And then now, like you mentioned, it's moved basically a point, to 58 is a little shocking too, because it's just high. I think there's going to be points, but I just think it could stay under. Do we finally get a max shootout though, Pete?
Yeah.
I haven't seen many of those. A ton of them.
I'll tell you what I'm doing, Connor Mack. I am actually going to take Western Michigan here. The current Pinnacle line is -3, -112. I'm going to give myself -3, -110. I'm assuming that you can find that somewhere market wide. I'll check a few places. Let me check Heritage, but I'm going to take Western Michigan here -3 over Central Michigan. I don't want to do this whole segment and not give a play. I'll probably hopefully I won't have to hedge out of that. Hopefully it'll move in my favor. But I think it's a little bit of a sell high spot for Central Michigan. And I think Western Michigan is a good spot to pull out the win. So I'll make that an official play. One college play, official for me. Western Michigan -3. Oh, Heritage is 108. I'll take that one. Western Michigan -3, -108. I'll make that my official play for college football. I understand the treachery of it. And I might have more bets by kickoff. And so nothing official for you for college football, right, Connor Mack?
I took Ball State.
Ball State, 10. Right. Ball State at you got 10 plus 9 is available right now.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. BJ says I moved on Western Michigan money line. Yeah, it's a better percentage bet than the 3, but I'll just take the 3. All right, Philly Eagle Flyer hooking us up with his MLS plays. Thank God. I will copy and paste those and hail them. All right, so that's it for college football and NHL. We can't talk about college basketball. I I mentioned at the beginning of the show a bunch of bets I made. Connor Mack mentioned a bunch of bets he was looking at. Let's just quickly glance over the card. Yeah, Drexel and LaSalle. I took a small shot with the under on that one at 133.5. That one hasn't really moved. Florida Gulf Coast, Indiana. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I want to take a shot with Florida Gulf Coast. I think that I don't know, man. It's Florida Gulf Coast has a history of playing these kinds of teams tight, especially in the beginning of the year or in tournaments. Of course, we know that.
They got a solid team, real quick, Pete. That's come back, and they got a solid group that's coming back. And this is for a reason, with Indiana, 12.5, they've lost some pieces. Yeah, and absolutely. It's 12.5 to 11.5. So I think it's a little bit warranted. It's shorter than I'd like, but I get it.
And if Gulf Coast is hitting their threes, I mean, Florida Gulf Coast on the first half money line or something like that might be a decent play because Gulf Coast shoots a lot of threes, and we know there's high volatility there. They start hitting their threes, they might be up by 12 points with 8 minutes to go in the first half. That's a good position to be in. I think I'm liking Florida Gulf Coast one way or another. Yeah, sorry, Drexel and LaSalle. Yeah, I was just going through the whole card, but anything
go ahead.
You have an opinion on?
I just popping in on that. Yeah. Just rip through it.
Just pop in. All right, so Drexel LaSalle, I did take a small shot with the under and at 133.5. I think that's probably an okay play. Again, Florida Gulf Coast leading that way, full game 11.5, and maybe a shot with a first half money line, something like that. Mount St. Mary's in Maryland, I also took a small shot with the under on that one. It's a low total, 131.5, but Maryland, again, kind of a slow team and a big team, and Mount St. Mary's can play that way as well. So I kind of like that one. St. John's, we talked about it. Anyone who bets on St. John's, I hope you cash. Stony Brook, I'm thinking might be improved this year, and that's going to be a pass for me. Albany, UMass, that's a weird game. I don't know what's going on with UMass right now, so that's a pass for me. Again, North Dakota, Iowa, I took shots with Iowa minus 19.5 and the over. Neither of those is a lock, but I think both of those are decent plays on the Iowa team total over as well. North Texas, Northern Iowa, that's a pass for me, unless you got something you're liking. Vandy and Presbyterian, I did take a shot with the under at 136. It's now down to 134.5. That makes some sense, I think. Vanderbilt is Presbyterian had offensive issues last year, and then they lost a bunch of guys as well. So I took a shot with the under on that one. Asheville, Michigan, total pass for me as of right now. Auburn Baylor, I took the over. Now it's way up. That's up to 148. Holy crap. I would open it like 142. I don't know if I'd take it at 140. Who am I kidding? I probably would. But, that number is headed up. I agree with it. I took the over, and I would take the first half over, maybe even more so now. IPFW, DePaul, pretty much a pass for me. Florida A&M Creighton, definitely a pass. And again, Irvine San Jose State, I took a shot. Wow, look at that total has dropped as well. I took the under at 131.5. I took the first half under as well. It's now down to 129.5. Lean San Jose State, but I didn't bet it, although I'm not exactly sure why they should be a dog in this kind of game as they are at 3.5. And then Sac State, Nevada, also a pass for me. Let's look at the comments section to see if anyone has to say. And Connor Mack, anything you want to make official here?
No, but
good. Okay, good.
No, I haven't bet it, so I have to dig a little bit more. But like I said, that under the Irvine, North Texas, as long as I do see a couple 130s, I'm going to move on that. I guess you can make that official. I got the 130. I'll move on it. Northern Iowa, North Texas. And Iowa, you mentioned it. I'd lay it. And same thing with Vandy. You mentioned Presbyterian, tough time scoring. The Blue Hose, one of my favorite teams once they get into conference. Could cover numbers. They have trouble scoring. That'd be one, too. I just wanted to look at a few things. This might be even a first half play. The Dabby Cab special first half, maybe in some of these, like with the Vandy there. So I just wanted to look at them a little more.
All right, I'll make some plays official, and they have moved. Of course, I'm only using up to the second lines here. The Auburn-Baylor game, I think there should be points. I'll take the first half over, 70 minus 102, current line at Pinnacle. Auburn-Baylor, first half over, 70 minus 102, current line at Pinnacle. I bet the full game over. It's moved a lot since I bet it. And Mount St. Mary's, Maryland, man, that is very tempting. I'll take the under on that one as well. 131.5 minus 110, current line at Pinnacle. I'll make that official. Mount St. Mary's, Maryland, under 131.5. minus 110 current line at Pinnacle. Yeah, God, I would love to take the Vandy Presbyterian under as well, but that's really freaking pushing it at 134.5. Let me see what else. And then the Irvine San Jose State game, 129.5. If I hadn't gotten it at 131, who am I kidding? I would still fucking do it. But and the first half is, look at that, 60.5. All right, I'll make that an official play. The first half under 61 minus 115. That is the current line at Pinnacle.
Okay.
Irvine San Jose State first half under 61 minus 115. I'll make that an official play. And I also like the full game under as well. At maybe I'll just take 130 minus 116. I'll do that. I'll take both of them. I'll take the full game under. I'll buy a little bit just because of my AIPP syndrome that I suffer from. You know what that is, Connor Mack?
No, hit me with it.
All in on public plays syndrome. That's when I give a public play, even if I bet size appropriately, I emotionally feel as though I have gone all in on it. Every play I give publicly, I emotionally feel like I've gone in. AIPP syndrome. All in on public plays.
I like it. I like it.
All right, I'll make that one an official play. Under 130 minus 116 for the Irvine San Jose State game. And then, the Iowa North Dakota game, like in Iowa a bit, like in the over 156 a bit. Got to give something official on that. What do you think? I mean, it's just so obvious. We know what Iowa does. We know what they do against teams like North Dakota, right?
Just pound them. I think I like it. Let's hit this one, Pete, real quick. People love Auburn. You mentioned the total moved up 4.5 points.
Yeah.
And obviously this open, people like Auburn, which I kind of agree, to basically a pick 'em here. Did you have anything on the side there?
I don't know. It's just I think no, not really. It's just Baylor had bad defensive issues last year, and what are we going to get from him this year? I'm not exactly sure. This is just one of those games where it's just exactly what this is a classic, week one or even it's just the first game with Baylor. What are we going to see from them? The first few games, I think the over was a good enough bet that I pulled the trigger on it. But as far as the side is concerned, I'm just not sure. I mean, Auburn looks on paper like they got better offensively, but maybe not. I'm just going to have to pass, although I hope everyone likes what they like. They like Auburn, right?
They like Auburn. One last, let's hit this. UNC Asheville, split drop in 12. Michigan down to 10.5. I think this could even go to 10. Asheville and score. Can they hang around with the Wolverines?
I don't think so. I mean, a free bet, I would definitely put it on Michigan. But again, this kind of college basketball game at this point in the year, it's just going to be a pass for me.
Yeah, me too. I just noticed that it's dropped. Point and a half, 2 points.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's just going to be a pass for me. I mean, Iowa should roll, right? Iowa should roll. Minus 20, minus 107. Okay, I will. I'll make that one official. Gosh, it's so tough though. These week one games. Yeah, I'm going to hold off. You don't know exactly what's going to happen. So just 4 official plays for me right now. Auburn Baylor first half over 70 minus 102. The Maryland game under 131.5. And then Irvine San Jose State first half under 61 minus 115. And the full game under 130 minus 116. Also leaning under in the Vanderbilt game. And of course, leaning Florida Gulf Coast. Getting all those points, 11.5. And let's just see what the first half money line would be. Yeah, plus 284 on the Florida Gulf Coast first half, or plus 7. Wow, minus 114. Jeez. I mean, that could easily be an absolute blowout though as well. But man, I would love to take Florida Gulf Coast. Let's see what people have to say here. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to take Florida Gulf Coast first half. I'll make that official as well. I don't have the balls to give it on the money line, but plus 7 minus 114. If they get blown out, that's okay. But I'll make that one a 5th official play. Florida Gulf Coast first half plus 7 minus 114. I like the full game as well on Florida Gulf Coast, but I'll hold off for now. Just the first half. All right. Looking at comments section. Yeah.
Someone asked. They need low-hanging fruit from you. I forget who put that in the chat.
This card, is there any low-hanging fruit? I'm looking at all my bets. Yeah. I got 3 definite losers in the NHL, and all the other bets that I've made are like just so iffy. Low-hanging fruit, I guess the San Jose State game is kind of low-hanging. It's the lowest hanging, I think. It's low-ish.
I like both the unders that I'm on, the Northern Iowa, North Texas, and the Irvine, San Jose.
Yeah, you
at
like the North
130.
Texas. What do I think? All right, so we don't have that many. Yeah, I mean, North Texas, you know, they lost.
It's
scoring,
game
but,
one. They did.
Yeah.
They're still so slow. We know slowest out there. Northern Iowa always struggles on the road to shoot it well. And they played to some more overs last year. And yeah, it is. It's just first game. Even this first 2 weeks, you know how it goes. Pete, there could be
no,
points,
but you might be right there,
130.
Connor Mac. I was going to pass on that, but they're going to have a slow pace again, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Of course, North Texas is going to have a slow pace again. And both of these teams are going to have a time. So that is a good one. I'm going to tell you on that one, Connor Mac. I'm not going to make it official though.
Right.
And there ain't no low hanging fruit. Like I said, you know, sometimes one thing you cannot do about fruit is lie to yourself about its height. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You can't start lying to yourself about some
it's
shit
only
that's
there. Like
it's
there.
50 feet up, and you're like, no, it's low. It's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
There's no low hanging fruit on today's card. The least high fruit, in my personal opinion, on today's card, the least high fruit on today's card, I will say, will be Irvine San Jose State under 130 minus 116.
Right.
Unless you get OT, in which case you're screwed. But I will say the least high fruit is Irvine San Jose State under 130 minus 116. That's not low though, but it's the least high. That's
no talk of OTs, Pete.
Right.
With
No talk about OTs. Take for yourself. I don't know. All right, Connor Mac. It was here. Let's quickly glance the comments section. Once again, go over our official plays, and then we'll call it a day. A short and sweet show. I love it. A lot of stuff that I'll be very interested to see where the lines close in the NHL and in college football and how things turn out. Let's see. Comments here. Yeah, people are talking about Northern Illinois and Ohio. It's all crazy. All right. Once again, I'll review all my official plays. Connor Mac, you review all your official plays, and then we'll call it a day. A lot of people like in Auburn. Kirk Gray liking Auburn moneyline max bet. Kirk Gray also liking San Jose State moneyline and +4. I can certainly understand those, and I might be on them by tip-off. I just don't quite understand the line. I want to check the movement and everything. But my official plays for the card: Buffalo, Carolina, over 6.5 minus 130. Tampa Bay, Montreal, under 7 minus 142. Minnesota team total under 2.5 plus 120. That's looking like a loser. Isles, first period money line minus 118. I'm praying for a push on that one. And San Jose, first period plus 146. Western Michigan in college football, -3, minus 108. College basketball, Auburn, Baylor, first half over 70, minus 102. Mount St. Mary's, Maryland, under 131.5. Irvine, San Jose State, first half under 61, minus 115. And full game under 130, minus 116. And Florida Gulf Coast, first half +7, minus 114. Connor Mac, just for clarity's sake, review all your official plays that you've mentioned in today's show.
College basketball, Northern Iowa, North Texas, under 130. And the three others, I just don't know how I'm going to get there with the other: Iowa, Vandy, and the Irvine, San Jose. Just want to do some digging with those three. I'm close there. Ball State, I got the 10. That's up to you if you want the 9. But I took the 10 with them. I think they're in that football game. Blues, +125. I'm on it. I'm on the under. Rangers, Wings. I am waiting on the Ducks. I don't think we get any higher than this huge jump, but I'll just see how it plays out. But I'll take the Ducks at the highest number. I get over in San Jose, Philly, and that's it. Oh, and Preds, +115 Preds, sprinkle on the draw. And I might have a couple more. Like I said, I had a good amount of bets here. The first period over with the Avs I was looking at, the Canadians, and I even like your Sabres over.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I'm just glancing at stuff. A tiny micro move back in the Islanders' favor, so that's good. And we have been blessed with the Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day. You'll never guess what this is, Connor Mac. Winnipeg. Well, I mean, it makes sense based on the line move, but the Winnipeg Jets are the spreadsheet play of the day over. Wow, look at that! The Winnipeg Jets spreadsheet play of the day over St. Louis. So Ron Crawford thinking that at least in this game, St. Louis's recent home good play is likely to come to an end, at least for one game. Winnipeg Jets. Go ahead. Yeah.
The scoring.
Jets,
I said it could happen. The scoring for the Blues. I need to hope for that, and it's been solid. I hope they don't fucking give me no goals
And
tonight for one.
Johnny Guns like an Irvine. First half money line -115, and the full game -1. Those lines are long gone. Interesting, but Johnny Guns like an Irvine. And Don Pla asking about Albany +9. Yeah, again, it's just I don't exactly know what to make of UMass right now. I'm not sure. The UMass has a bunch of freshmen. Yeah, I guess free play I'd put it on Albany, but sometimes those freshmen come in and be great right off the bat. Yeah, free play I'd put it on Albany, but a classic week 1 game where I just can't pull the trigger either way with the uncertainty regarding UMass to my eyes right now. Although I could easily be missing huge value there one way or the other. DC Capper likes Western Michigan. Okay, I'm on that one. Very, very nice. All right. That does it for today's show. Great show. We'll see how it turns out. A lot of stuff. We'll talk about how this show went next Tuesday when we'll be back with Connor Mack and the comment section. We'll see y'all next Tuesday.